Here we are in the lobby of Brooklyn Point at 138 Willoughby Street in downtown Brooklyn. My name is Charlie Ferrer. I was hired to do the model units on the 51st floor of this tower, and we're going to go have a peek. It's important when working for a developer like Extel to create interiors that feel layered, that feel of high quality, and that tell a story. And part of my skill is the ability to wrap different storylines from Europe, mid-century America, in some cases South American design into our projects. 51D was primarily inspired by these panoramic views. We chose to compose palettes of soft textures and soft colors to kind of establish a very serene, laid-back vibe. The one exception in this apartment is the den, where we went a little bit crazy with color and pattern. This little kids' room is great. Twin beds, some book storage, cute little vintage nightstand, sweet David Weeks double-headed sconce, a painted dresser. The client asked us to design a mudroom. We built out this really dark walnut cabinet unit with steel hooks inspired by Robert Mallet Stevens, some storage up here as well as down here, and a comfy place to sit to put on your shoes and hang up your coat. All of my work is driven by the use of vintage furniture. Usually it's with a split of it 60% vintage and the rest is custom. Humanist quality of vintage is very, very important to me. It adds that soul and that feeling to a space that otherwise would lack it. We tried to really give the flavor of that type of project here for Brooklyn Point. This unit is a little more streamlined, a little sexier. You get this really diffuse, beautiful, somewhat hazy light on a day like today. We made this really beautiful lacquer table paired with these mid-century dining chairs. Tub chairs are also vintage, recovered in a burnt orange velvet. In these units, you get the coffee bar too. All the units have really nice appliance package, all Miele. Have washers and dryers, which is a really nice amenity, something we don't always get in Manhattan. Oh, this is actually one of my favorite rooms. We call it the space room because it has this astronautical, futuristic vibe. The tone is set by this photograph here where you have two astronauts in the high atmosphere embracing each other. This is a really serene master bedroom, the kind of room that I personally would love to spend my time. We blew up this amazing photograph by a local artist and it takes you into another space. The vibe here is more industrial. We made these faceted units that assemble into a sofa inspired by a vintage French piece. This is one of my favorite pieces of art in the project. I'm a big fan of pottery in general, ceramics, stoneware vessels, things of that type. Love to use bronze wherever I can. Here I sheathed the tops of the shelf and the top surface of the nightstands in bronze. Really cool little primitive tripodal stool here too. This is the type of thing that you can key it into a corner, put books or a bag, you can bring that into the living room, have the guests sit on it. Vintage furniture is often adaptable in that way. In each of the apartments we created a little landing spot. It's a nice thing to have a place to put your keys and wallets, cell phones when you enter. There's a really nice kind of layered story in here that feels really, it resonates with me personally. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of the 51st floor model units at Extel's Brooklyn Point. I enjoyed sharing, put a lot of heart and effort and sweat into these. Really proud of the way they turned out, and I hope you come take a look in person. There's lots of cool stuff to see.